Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Abigail P. Katahan, and I'm with Miss Raylene Mendoza and Miss Nicole Pascual. Our group is going to discuss the Module 5, which is entitled of Multicultural Literacy and Global Literacy. So, multicultural literacy consists of the skills and ability to identify the creators of knowledge and their interests. So, multicultural literacy, which means learning about the cultures of other group or other country. So, multicultural literacy means aaralin mo kung ano yung kultura ng ibang bansa, aalamin mo kung ano yung mga pinapaniwalaan nila, ano yung religion na meron sila, at kung ano-ano pa. So, in conclusion, ang multicultural literacy, ito yung kakayahan na intindihin kung ano ba yung kultura, tradisyon, values, or religion na meron ang ibang bansa or ibang grupo. Next, multicultural literacy brings attention to diversity, equity, and social justice. So, ang multicultural literacy ay hindi lang nagtuturo sa atin kung ano ba yung tradition, religions ng ibang tribo, ibang group of people or country. Nagtuturo din ito sa atin upang malaman natin kung ano ba yung pagkakaiba ng bawat tao, pagkakaiba ng tradition, pagkakaiba ng religion. Nagpapakita din to ng fairness. Bakit? Once na naintindihan mo na kung ano yung kultura ng ibang bansa, ibang group of people, papasok na dun yung pag-intindi kung bakit ba ginagawa nila yung kultura na yon. Once na pumasok na yung understanding, nagiging fair na tayo. Naintindihan na natin kung nagiging fair na tayo kung ano ba yung dapat itrato dun sa culture ng ibang group of people or countries. Next, multicultural literacy should help students to develop 21st century skills and attitudes. So, dapat ang multicultural literacy ay maturuan ng mga ang 21st century students na makuha yung right attitudes and right skill to be an active citizens to help the social justice of the community. And dahil nga lumalaki na yung racial language and ethnic groups or yung pagkakaroon ng iba't ibang kultura ng bawat grupong Pilipino at pagkakaroon ng iba't ibang lengguwahe, dapat mas maturuan ng multicultural literacy ang 21st century student to be effective citizens to help to deal with the issues of cultural issues. For example, kailangan dapat ang estudyante mas maintindihan na nila kung ano ba yung issues or kung ano ba yung norms, tradition, religions ng iba't ibang grupo to be an effective citizens in the future. Once na natuto na yung estudyante dun sa culture ng ibang group of people or in other country, matuturuan yung estudyante ng right attitude. For example, empathy, tolerance, empathy and tolerance. Matututo yung estudyante na magpaubaya, mas maintindihan yung kultura ng ibang group of people or ibang lahi. And mas ma-appreciate kung ano ba yung kultura ng ibang lahi or ng ibang bansa. Global literacy. Global literacy aims to address issues of globalization, racism, diversity, and social justice. So, kung ang multicultural literacy it helps us to literate about the culture of different group of people or countries. Global literacy teach us about the issues of the global about the racial language, issues about the social justice, issues about dun sa differences ng mga bansa. Also, global literacy requires awareness and action consistent with a broad understanding of humanity. Global literacy not also teach us about the issues of the global or about the world issues. Global literacy also teach us to do the right action or kung ano ba yung dapat gawin, kung ano dapat yung isolusyon sa problema na yon, ano ba yung dapat na as a student ay gawin upang ma-solve yung specific issues na yon. Ang global literacy ay tinuturuan ng mga estudyante para makagawa ng positive or effective action about a specific issues about the world. Tinuturuan ng estudyante upang maging malakas, maging mahubog ang skills para makatulong sa global issues. The next one is, how do we interconnect multicultural literacy and global literacy? So, meron akong halimbawa dito. For example, nasa isang classroom, nasa isang klase. In that classroom, there are 3 types of student. The first one is a Catholic, the second one is an iglesia, and the third one is a Muslim. So, once na nagkaroon ng communication between the 3, nagkakaroon doon ng giving of information about their tradition on their own religion. Na sa Katoliko, nagse-celebrate sila ng Christmas. Every Sunday, nagsisimba sila, something like that. And sa iglesia, hindi sila nagse-celebrate ng Christmas. Yung ibang iglesia, hindi sila nagpapagupit ng buhok. And yung sa Muslim, hindi sila kumakain ng pork and nagse-celebrate sila ng Ramadan. In that situation, nagkakaroon na ng multicultural literacy. Nagiging literate na yung student about the culture of the other group of people. So, papasok naman yung global literacy kapag naintindihan na, nandun na yung deeper understanding about dun sa kultura ng ibang religion. Kasi once na pumasok na yung deeper understanding, mawawala dun yung issues, mawawala dun yung problema, hindi magkakaroon ng problema. Kasi naiintindihan nila yung iba't ibang perspektibo ng bawat religion. So, sa halimbawa ko na yun, nag-exist dun yung respect. Narespeto mo kung ano ba yung paniniwala ng bawat religion. Nirespeto mo na ganun yung perspektibo nila sa in praising their own gods. And yun, nirespeto mo sila. Wala kang nasabi. And the next one is, there exists an acknowledgement. Kinilala mo kung ano ba yung paniniwala nila. Kinilala mo kung bakit nila pinapaniwalaan yung ganoong bagay. The next one is the OECD Global Competence Framework. This framework consists of 4 dimensions of global competence, which is in the inside of the circle. And also, it consists of the 4 factors, which is the skills, knowledge, values, and attitudes. This 4 factor is something to do with the 4 dimension of the global competence. For example, examine local, global, and intercultural issues. So, kapag ina-examine mo yung mga local and global issues, kailangan mo ng knowledge, kailangan mo kailangan may alam ka about dun sa issues na yon. And dun yung papasok yung skills. Once na nalaman mo na yung issues na yon, kailangan may skills ka upang masolusyonan or mas ma-examine mo, mas maintindihan mo kung ano yung global issues na yun. And lastly, doon na yung papasok yung values and attitudes. Kung ano ba yung dapat gawin based on the right values and right attitudes.
Next is the global competence. When we say global competence, it is the desire to participate in interconnected, complex, and diverse society. Also, it is to recognize the roles of schools in preparing the youth to participate in the world's OECD's program for International Student Assessment or yung PISA na tinatawag, which develop a framework to serve as a tool for policymakers, leaders, and teachers to foster global competence among students worldwide. Under the global competence, we have the multidimensional capacity. When we say multidimensional capacity, it is to have a globally competent individuals which can analyze and also rationalize local, global, and also intercultural issues. So, in multidimensional capacity, tayo mga students, sinasanay tayo na maging globally competent individuals or globally competent na students which kaya natin mag-analyze, also mag-rationalize, kaya natin palawakin yung mga isip natin through different issues na pwede natin ma-encounter once na nasa work field na tayo. Next is students like us needs to understand, appreciate different perspectives and worldviews, as well as to take all the responsibility from every action that we will already make. Gaya ng sabi ko kanina, tayo mga students, dapat matutunan natin sa sarili natin o appreciate ng mga perspectives or opinions ng ibang tao. Kasi once pumasok na tayo sa work field or nasa work field na tayo, iba't ibang tao yung makakasalamuhan natin with different attitudes and different perspectives as well. Once kasi natutunan natin na ma-appreciate or maintindihan yung perspectives ng iba't ibang tao na makakasalamuhan natin in the work field, matututunan natin yung respeto sa kanila at we can interact with them successfully. Also, magkakaroon tayo ng magandang connection sa iba't ibang tao na makakasalamuhan natin. Number 2, global competence refers to skills, values, and behaviors. Because of the rapid changing world, skills, values, and behaviors is important in the global competence. Bakit kasama yung skills? Bakit kasama yung values? Bakit kasama yung behaviors? Sa skills, dito tinutukoy yung ability natin na ipakita yung mga kaya natin gawin. Next is values. When we say values, ito yung halaga. Or we can refer it to our goals in life, or it can be the reason or yung rason kung bakit natin ginagawa or gustong gawin yung isang bagay. And then last is yung behavior. Pasok sa behavior yung mga attitudes natin o yung pag-intindi natin at pagtanggap ng mga perspectives or opinions ng iba't ibang tao. Sa behavior kasi, napapakita natin kung sino talaga tayo or kung gaano tayo kalawak mag-isip sa isang bagay or sa isang sitwasyon. And then number 3, ability to engage citizens and collaborative problem solvers who are ready for workforce. Meaning, ito yung kabuuang pagkatuto natin or kasanayan natin sa mga sarili natin once na nasa work field na tayo. Next is, how can we promote global competence at school or sa schools, sa mga schools? So first is provide opportunities. So once and for all, ang mga estudyante ay nagre-rely sa mga schools nila once na opportunity or trabaho yung tinutukoy. To be globally competent individuals, schools must provide the different opportunities depending on the students' courses or students' skills and abilities. Next is to promote global competence at schools, responsible use of digital information and social media platforms. Nung senior high school tayo, meron tayong mga subjects na involve yung technology or yung tamang paggamit ng social media platforms. So, hindi lang siya part basta ng curriculum natin, kundi sinasanay na tayo sa mga work fields natin. So, schools ang natuturo kung paano gamitin ng tama yung mga technology or yung mga digital information, kung paano siya ibabahagi or gagamitin ng tama, and also kung paano gamitin yung mga social media platforms. And then next is to encourage intercultural sensitivity and respect, to enhance students' ability to understand, and also to improve ability to make judgments and take actions. Next is the need for global competence. So first is to live harmoniously in multicultural communities. So it is promoting cultural awareness. Based on the Delors et al. In the year 1996 and UNESCO in the year 2014, people with diverse cultures are able to live peacefully, respect differences, find common solutions, resolve conflicts, and learn to live together as global citizens. So, ang unang kailangan lang pala sa global competence ay mamuhay ka ng mapayapa sa mga multicultural communities tulad ng bansa na meron tayo or sa bansa na tinitira natin. So, paano natin gagawin yon? Una, respeto. Once na natutunan natin rumispeto sa ibang tao, kaya natin makasalamuha sa kanila kahit na ano pa mang mangyari or sitwasyon ang meron. And then, once na magka-problema, alamin ko ano yung best solution and make sure na hindi mo matatapakan ang pagkatao ng iba. Then next is to thrive in the changing labor market. So, to boost employability through effective communication and appropriate behavior, dapat marunong tayong mag-adapt. At dapat matutunan natin yung effective communication and also yung appropriate behavior. And the number 3, to use media platforms effectively and responsibility. It is to give rise to new concepts of learning and freedom to what they want to learn and how they will be learned. So, kailangan din sa global competence ay yung tamang paggamit ng mga media platforms at yung pagiging responsable sa paggamit nito. And then last, to support the Sustainable Development Goals, which is to help to form new generations who care about global issues and engage in social, political, economic, and environmental discussions. So kahit mga estudyante pa lang tayo, dapat nakikialam na tayo politically or sa mga economic and environmental discussions, even the social issues.
Dimensions of global competence and its implication to education. Education for global competence ay na-form galing sa ideya ng iba't ibang model ng global education. Kabilang na dito ay ang intercultural education, global citizenship education, at education for democratic citizenship. Meron tayong 4 na dimension ng global competence. Una ay ang examine issues of local, global, and cultural. Ang first dimension ay nakatutok sa epektibong paggamit ng kaalaman patungkol sa mundo. At ito ay ang pagkakaroon ng critical reasoning towards their own opinion on different global issues. Sa dimension na ito, ang isang tao na may mature na antas ng development ay nakakagamit na ng mataas na pag-iisip. Kaya na nilang timbangin ang tama sa mga ideya na sumusuporta sa argumentong patungkol sa global competence. Curriculum for Global Competence. Sinasabi dito na ang eskwelahan ay maaaring mag-provide ng opportunity sa mga bata o sa mga estudyante na ma-explore nila yung mga complex global issues sa pamamagitan ng mga na-encounter nila, kagaya na lamang na nakikita sa media or yung mga na-experience na nila. Dito, dapat mag-focus sila sa apat na domain. Ang una ay ang culture and intercultural relations, pangalawa ay socio-economic development and interdependence, pangatlo ay environmental sustainability, and pang-apat ay global institution, conflicts, and human rights. Skills to understand the world and to take action. Sinasabi dito na ang global competence ay binuo sa pamamagitan ng cognitive, communication, and social-emotional skills. Sinasabi na effective education ay hinahayaan ang mga estudyante para magamit ang kanilang knowledge and attitudes patungkol sa global issues. Dito, magagamit nila yung kanilang skills mula sa paaralan hanggang sa makalabas na sila ng paaralan. At dito rin, nagagamit nila ito sa pakikipag-interact sa iba't ibang tao na may iba't ibang kultura. Sinasabi dito na ang eskwelahan na naghahangad na in-nurture yung global competence ng mga estudyante ay dapat daw mag-focus sa clear, controllable, and realizable learning goals. Dito, ibig sabihin ay magiging engage yung mga educators to reflect on teaching topics na globally significant. Dapat ang mga guro dito ay nagtuturo ng mga aralin na may kinalaman sa mundo o may halaga sa mundo. Sa ganitong paraan ay mas mapapalalim ang kaalaman ng kanilang mga estudyante. Dito rin ay natuturuan ng mga bata na maging respectful sa ibang kultura sa mundo at maging responsable patungkol sa iba't ibang kultura na ito. O natututo ang mga bata na iangkop yung sarili nila sa iba't ibang kultura.
Next is knowledge about the world and other countries. Helps people to challenge misinformation and stereotypes about other countries and people. So this can be done through the following strategies, which is perspective taking and adaptability. In perspective taking, it refers to the cognitive and social skills on understanding how other people think and feel. So, sa perspective taking, ito yung kung paano natin naiintindihan yung iniisip or kung paano nakikisalamuha yung ibang tao sa atin. And then, adaptability. Adapt systems, thinking, and behaviors to the prevailing cultural environment. So dahil sa pabago-bagong sistema, dapat marunong tayong mag-adapt behaviorally and mentally. Dito natin napapakita kung gaano kalawak ang understanding natin sa isang bagay and also kung paano tayo magre-react once na may nabago sa sistema. And then next is attitude. Attitude can be fostered explicitly through participatory and learner-centered teaching, as well as through a curriculum by fair practices and accommodating school climate for all students. So it is the attitudes toward people or toward other people. Under na attitude ay yung openness, respect, and global-mindedness. Sa openness, it is the sensitivity towards curiosity about the willingness to engage with other people and other perspectives. So ito yung pagiging open-minded natin or yung pagiging open natin sa ibang tao. Kung paano natin sila naiintindihan at kung gaano tayo kawiling naiintindihin sila. Ito yung kung paano tayo nakikisalamuha sa kanila. And then next is respect. It is the positive regard for someone based on the judgment of intrinsic worth. So sa respect, ito yung kung paano natin tinatanggap yung different perspectives na binibigay or yung different opinions na ibinibigay sa atin ng iba't ibang mga taong nakakasalamuhan natin. And then, the global-mindedness. It is the connection to the community and feels the sense of responsibility. So, in global-mindedness, ito yung pagiging responsible natin as a person. Ito yung kung paano tayo mag-interact sa mga nakakasalamuha natin or sa community na meron tayo. Then, valuing human dignity and diversity. So, it constitutes critical filters through which individuals process information about other cultures and decide how to engage with others and the world. Also, more aware of themselves and their surroundings, which is strongly motivated. So, under valuing human dignity and diversity, we have the four aspects of valuing, which is equality of core rights and dignity by Clapham in the year 2006. So first is the prohibition of all types of inhuman treatment, humiliation, or degradation by one person or another. So, pag sinabing inhuman treatment, ito yung torture, assault, psychological interrogation, or physical abuse. And then, sa humiliation, it can be the bullying or yung pambubuli na tinatawag. So, to value human dignity and diversity, dapat mawala yung mga pananakit at pagmamaliit sa ibang tao. Next is the assurance of the possibility for individual choice and the conditions for each individual's self-fulfillment, autonomy, or self-realization. To perform the valuing of human dignity and human diversity, meron ka dapat tinatawag na self-fulfillment or yung self-realization. And then number 3 is the recognition of protection of group, identity, and culture, which may be essential for personal dignity. So, to value human dignity and diversity, mahalaga yung protection ng bawat grupo with different cultures. Kasi, doon napapakita yung individual or yung personal dignity ng bawat isa. Last is the creation of necessary conditions to have the essential needs to satisfy. Meaning, ito yung pagbibigay natin ng mga essential needs para ma-satisfy yung individual self natin. By that, nababalyo natin yung human dignity natin and also yung human diversity na tinatawag.
The next one is the global understanding. Global understanding is the ability to understand what is happening around the world. The next one is the four interrelated cognitive process na kailangan maging katangian ng estudyante para mas maintindihan niya ang mga global issues or intercultural issues. The first one is the evaluate information. Kailangan bago niya aksyonan ang isang problema, isang issues about globally or culture, kailangan aware muna siya kung ano ba yung issues na yun. Kailangan alamin niya kung ano ba yung issues na meron. Like for example, poverty, political issues, inequality, economic. The next one is the analyze multiple perspective. To be globally aware about the issues, kailangan pakinggan natin yung bawat sides. Hindi pwedeng isang side lang ang pakikinggan mo. Kailangan lahat ng lahat ng side kailangan pakinggan natin. Kailangan aware tayo kung ano ba yung nararanasan nila. The third one is the understand differences. Kailangan alam mo na agad na merong pagkakaiba. Alam mo agad na merong iba't ibang perspektibo sa isang bagay. Dapat alam mo na hindi lahat ng bagay ay magkakapareho. Kailangan mas maintindihan natin na in every situation, there are many perspective. And the last one is evaluate the action and consequences. Sabi nga nila, bago mo gawin ang isang bagay, kailangan alamin mo na kung ano ba yung magiging resulta nito, or magiging maganda ba to, magiging maayos ba to once na ginawa mo yung action na yun. kailangan i-analyze mo muna, i-evaluate mo muna kung tama ba yung gagawin mo, kasi it's all about the world, it's all about the culture, it's all about the global issues. So in every action, we must think twice.
Attitudes and values integration toward global competence. Isa sa mga importanteng salik sa paglago ng global competence ng isang estudyante ay ang pagbibigay ng oras ng pagtuturo sa mga subject na patungkol sa issues about human rights and non-discrimination. Nasasaad din dito na ang values at attitudes ay dapat Nasasabi din dito na ang values at attitudes ay dapat nakabilong sa formal curriculum. At dito rin sinasabi na ang values at attitudes ay dapat nakabilong sa formal curriculum. Dito sa ganitong paraan ay ang mga guro at estudyante ay nalalaman nila kung ano yung mga disiplina na dapat at katanggap-tanggap sa loob ng classroom at ang pag-uugali na nararapat ay nasa classroom. In this way, the school and the classroom environments ay nakaka-impluwensya sa mga bata, sa mga pag-uugali ng mga bata, na nakakatulong naman sa mga guro para maging aware sila sa impact ng kanilang pagtuturo sa mga estudyante nila.
And then for reflection and summary, we have multicultural literacy depicts diversity, equity, and social justice to foster cultural awareness or discrimination and oppression toward other ethnicities. Global literacy aims to address issues of globalization, racism, diversity, and then social justice. And then global competence, it is the skills, values, and behaviors. Globally competent individuals means to understand and appreciate different perspectives and worldviews. Global competence framework designed as a tool for policymakers, leaders, and also teachers to nurture global competence among young people. And then in order to attain respect for diversity in the classroom, teachers should integrate global multiculturalism in the lesson by citing relevant issues. That's all. Thank you for listening.